alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear humanity, dear human beings, I've come again to explain in great detail about the girl child. In the creation which we understand as human beings, there is a female and there is a male. But now, today, we are going to look at Mother Nature and the girl child. And with that, I'll be able to explain to you living human beings how Allah explained His most holy, beautiful religion of Islam in great detail about the beauty of the religion of Islam and the beauty of the girl child. Dear living human beings, in Islam, in the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam, Allah created us and placed us on this planet, which is called planet Earth. It's one of the planets in the solar system. Planet Earth has what you would call, maybe you can call her a sister, whatever, the moon, the nearest celestial body, as well as the sun in the sky. So we are going to look at the sun, the moon, and mother planet Earth. How they do interact or they do work with the girl child when a girl is born on this planet. As I said, Allah in the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam says, He explained in great detail the beauty of the religion of Islam. Or Allah says in Islam, He says, I did explain in great detail the beauty of the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. I did explain that in the female creation of a woman or a girl child. But we are going to look at the girl child from the moment that child arrives on this planet. And we go into a little bit while her mother is carrying her in the womb and what goes on and what have you. In the creation of the female creation, the girl child, when Allah creates a girl child, first of all, I'll remind you that men and women on this planet, you are all living Muslims. So is all other creations in either direction that you look in, either you look north or south or west or east, or northeast or southwest, those directions, whatever creation you see there, all those living creations, the religion of those living creations is Islam. So with that, Allah created what we understand ourselves as human beings. I'll put myself in the picture of a human being. A human is a species of creation that Allah has given an extra whatever to articulate the reason, and it can walk on two legs. So when a girl child is born, as soon as she arrives or she comes out of the mother's womb, she will always, as I said, I explained my earlier whatever interpretations, any living human beings who has ever been on this planet, they have to introduce themselves to their mother because they've been in the womb. They don't know who their mother is. And the mother who has carried that child does not know how the child looks like. So, when a girl child is born, a girl child is a very special creation. From the moment she comes out of her mother's womb, we have to testify to identify ourselves to our mothers, because Allah accompanies any living human being with one special word in that child's mouth. And that's the most holy, beautiful name Allah, that Allah places or puts in the mind and the whatever of the child. However, as I explained earlier, that because a baby has never used her tongue to say to say any word, whatever, we use the special signature that Allah created in every throat, at the back of the throat of every human being. And that signature of Allah demands that you use it in any way you can to say the most holy, beautiful name Allah, whereby as human beings, they say Allah, 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 Allah. And in modern times, we saw that the people think that the child is crying. Or they say the child is crying. No, it's not that the child is crying, but he's saying to the mother that Allah, 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 Allah created me. And with that, because as living human beings, we are kind of as living human beings, you kind of tend to, for instance, if a woman pushes too much, she might become unconscious. And if she becomes unconscious, while she's pushing the baby to come out, the sonic echoes in the voices or the sounds that comes out of the baby's child while the child is saying, Allah, 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 Allah. That sonic echoes will kind of touch in the center of the brain of a woman, and if she's unconscious, that whatever will trigger her body to come out of unconsciousness, and with that, the mother will come out of the unconsciousness, and with that, it should be able, so while the sonic echoes triggers the mother to come out of unconsciousness, should be able to release milk for the baby. However, the sonic echoes are very special when the child says Allah, 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 because it, in one mode or other, it's what begins to bond the child with the mother while the child is born on this planet. Because though the mother was carrying her for 9 months, bonding is not easy. Bonding is not easy. So Allah releases some whatever in the woman, whatever as well as in the child, so that they bond, they kind of bond. But they first, whatever, go through the breast milk that the mother gives to the child, as well as the sonic whatever that it releases. Because the sonic, Allah uses them as codes that are very special. Allah knows, Allah has the code, those codes, and He is Allah only who knows how they work. So that way, they can easily operate and release the breast in the milk, make the mother release milk and what have you. So with that, also the Allah, when the name Allah is mentioned, when the most holy, beautiful name Allah is mentioned, it demands security. My people, human beings, when the name, or the most holy, beautiful name Allah is mentioned, demand security. And that security is what was given to you. A man of 20, a man of 40, a man of 50, a man of whatever. The moment you said, Allah, 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 because the people around you thought, in modern times, men and women think that the child is crying. No, it's not crying. By natural divine holy law, the name Allah, when it's mentioned, it demands peace. Peace and security for those people who are saying, identifying themselves by saying Allah. If someone stands somewhere and says Allah, do not whatever, do not shoot, do not anything silly. So, with that, every human being who is either 15, 5, 28, 10, you nip it up to 90 years, they were given security because of Allah accompanied his name with security. Allah accompanied his most holy beautiful name with security. So is every human being on this planet today who is a living human being. If at all men understood the beauty of the most holy beautiful religion of Islam, how beautiful it is, my people, you would be very happy people. You would be very, very great, happy people. Because Allah, as I said to you a few days ago, will show that a child, every living human being, has a special signature that is recorded at the back of the throat, here, at the throat here, which in Islam, we point our finger and say, Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. That is very holy, divine, or oath. Is a very, very powerful thing because Allah records it inside. Someone is whatever, so that if you ever forget about it, like what you men of today have been kind of looking at it, you think you are a Superman, you are this and that, and you forgot about Allah. Even in some places when you mention the name, the most beautiful name Allah, men and women, they want to just kind of whatever. So, my people, human beings, before we continue with the story of the girl child, we have here these things because many of you did not know what Islam means to you as an individual walking on this planet. No one has ever explained to you what Islam is. And I want to begin explaining the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam to you, starting with the girl child, because all men and women are produced of a woman. So with that, when a girl child is born, after 3 seconds on her arrival, she is required to identify herself to mother. But also, after 3 seconds, the nearest celestial body takes over and checks every red and white blood cell and gravity, dynamics, and whatever of that child. Are they in range? Will they need balancing at a certain whatever? So that once that is done, and that begins 3 times every 60 seconds for the moon, the celestial body, the nearest celestial body to planet Earth, or the sister, or whatever celestial body to planet Earth, the moon, that it does every minute. Every minute that passes, when a child has arrived on this planet, her body is in contact. Every 1 minute, her body is in contact with the moon, as well as planet Mother Earth, and as the sun as well. To record the balance, how, because Allah explained and honored the female creation of a girl child, of a woman. Many of you today may say, this man. Yeah, I have to tell you, all men who are living on this planet today, they can tell you, I have a mother, I have a father, and so on and so on. Because every man or woman, they are produced of a woman, they are produced of a woman, and they have to have a father who is the husband of the so-called mother who produced you as a baby born, a new baby born child. And while you were growing up and breastfed by your mother and what have you, you became what you are now, and you are whatever, a pirate or a pirate, a doctor, you call yourself a doctor. So with that, we are looking at Islam, the beauty of the most holy, beautiful religion of Allah, the religion of Islam, the religion from which every living human being was created. Because we've seen that after 3 seconds, or on your arrival on planet Earth, you have to identify yourself to your mother by testifying the most holy, beautiful name Allah, in which modern times men say the child is crying, but because the child has never used a tongue to say any word, she has used a special signature, which is in the throat here, in the throat of every living human being. Whether you're a doctor, whether you're a pilot, you say so, you're a doctor, or whatever, businessman, that special signature is still there in your throat, of which you understand as Ashahada. Ashahada is when we say Allahu Akbar, Ashahada la ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar, Ashahada la ilaha illallah, because Ashahada, we in Islam, we have to say Allahu Akbar, Ashahada la ilaha illallah. But on your arrival on this planet, Allah gives it as a code that opens the door to be able to identify yourself, your mother. So we are looking at the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. So we should know, human beings, you should know why some things as we go along, I'll be able to interpret more about the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. So that at least if there is a likeness, humanity can avert the destruction of one another, the shedding blood of one another through either weapons and what have you, without any justification which makes me, or which has been kind of made me, which has made some people lose their lives without any whatever. So I say to you, my people, you are all Muslims living on planet Earth, whereby men and women are given a percentage of, a certain percentage of mental development. Mental development means that you can recognize that that is so-and-so's daughter across the road walking down, going the other way. And that is Peter, and that is Yusuf, that is whatever. So with that, once you are able to recognize that the person you are looking at is a living human being, under no circumstances should you engage in any act of either psychological mutilation or physical mutilation of a fellow living human being, as you would be looking at if you were to have a farm. You can be at your farm and you see that you have goats and they are feeding, you have horses and whatever they are feeding, without one attacking another. The same way they do feed, the same way you men and women should live on this planet without throwing missiles, ballistic missiles and what have you, to one another. We are going to go back and look at the beauty of a girl child as she's growing up. We saw that when a girl child is growing up, her body is interaction with the nearest celestial body, the moon, 3 times every 60 seconds. All those 3 times that the moon, or every minute that the moon contacts the body of a girl child, it takes data, it collects data. Collecting data means that every red and white blood cell is recorded, its gravity is whatever what it requires. Though many don't have this knowledge with them, I don't know what knowledge they use to say that we are, this girl is, but Allah demanded that the moon records that data, because after a certain time for the girl child on this planet, her body will start changing, whereby she will develop kind of a body will change. Men and women, you have children. When they get to the age of 10, they change. If she develops kind of bumps on her chest, which we call breasts, and so on and so on. And the body also changes until but that comes because of the data that has been collected over the very day that she was born. I mean, the data collected every 3 times every 60 seconds, 3 times every minute, in order to allow the environment, the mother nature to work with the girl child. Because the reason why I am explaining the beauty of Islam, or Allah says, I did explain the beauty of my most holy, beautiful religion through a female creation, because many of you men and women on planet Earth today are products, are produced of a woman, and that woman was once a baby, one day little baby, but because of her whatever, because women have been honored by Allah, given a special task to keep the continuation of life on this planet through producing, perhaps becoming pregnant and then producing a child. With that, Allah says, I did explain the beauty of my religion of Islam through a female creation or a girl child. That's why we started seeing how she gets on this planet, and how the moon takes over and starts collecting data 3 times every 60 seconds. That data, every red and white blood cell is assessed, its gravity, reproductive dynamics, its reproductive growth dynamics, its gravity, whatever. There's so many things. So with that, after 10 years or whatever, the girl develops bumps on her chest due to the data that was corrected, as well as whatever. And then after that, she goes into what we call a reproductive cycle periods, where she enters menstrual cycles. Menstrual cycle means that the data that after the girl has started her menstrual cycles, the moon continues the collection of red and white blood cell data 3 times every 60 seconds. With that, the data that is collected of every red and white blood cell is assessed. Is it in range with the gravity dynamics of planet Earth? Is it in range with the gravity reproductive dynamics of the moon? Is it in range with the gravity reproductive growth dynamics of the sun? the data is also every blood cell. Is it in range or in range kind of with the solar system gravity, whatever that allows planets? Because we or human beings, when you're on planet Earth, you know that the planet is kind of rotating around the sun, and you as human beings on planet, you cannot see that. But because that data in certain whatever this universe, their data is kind of the way it is, where it is higher, where it goes, and so on. As the planet Earth is rotating, planet Earth too, they get some whatever. So all these things have to be assessed. So after the girl has started her menstrual cycle, reproductive cycle period, every data, every red and white blood cell is assessed and whatever. If it's in range, or if it's to be in range, that's what comes out of the woman's body, as we see, or men and women call the menstrual whatever that comes out of a woman. That is after the data, after 25 days or 24 days or 24 days, I think is 25 or 24 days, the way whatever triggers that this kind of red and white cell doesn't have the whatever, it has become weak and it cannot support the whatever of this girl to be able to produce if she was to become pregnant. So it is removed and immediately replaced with new red and white blood cells, which have whatever that is, will be able, if the girl was to become pregnant or whatever, that is after the period that is allowed by law for a girl to carry a child. So with that, every 60 seconds, the whatever is collected and is assessed as well as what evaluated, and whatever is not well, ill or weak, whatever is removed. So my people, this has been all like that since the beginning of time. But over the last whatever years, when I arrived on this planet, I found that none of this knowledge was known to men. Men were using kind of, I don't know where they took whatever they used to manage reproductive whatever in women and what have you. But what they were using is kind of, I don't know which word to use. I don't know which you can use medically to explain what how they do it. But anyway, in one way or the other, it has kind of done some damage to some women, because some women, they don't know that they are not supposed to put alcohol in their bodies. By natural holy divine law, a man or woman are not supposed to put alcohol in their bodies. That's a holy divine law. Because if a girl puts alcohol in her body, that alcohol content, whatever toxin, can easily stop the moon interaction, whatever. The girl to be able to communicate with the moon, even with mother planet, even with her own body. So that way, her period can easily go out of, become irregular. And when it becomes irregular, it will be also painful. And also that is very dangerous, because in the alcohol content, there is what we call gang, residues. Once any alcohol that a woman consumes, everything, it goes straight into the ovaries of a woman. Any alcohol, whatever that a unit that what a woman consumes, every whatever would end up in the ovaries. So once they enter the ovaries, the alcohol toxin they will make what we call a layer. Naturally, there's a layer of mucus that protects the egg, the upper layer which protects the egg. But this, whatever will be destroyed and then replaced by an alcoholic toxic gunk layer of toxin. That once an egg enters there, and that layer is where the egg is going to sit. If that girl in time for whatever the reproductive years, so that egg will be damaged straight away. Imagine the natural whatever was removed. What is there is a trap of toxins and disease and what have you. In modern times, you have diseases which some people they call them hereditary diseases. They've become hereditary, genetic, hereditary, whatever. They are very deadly. Some of these kids, once they can easily become pregnant because the egg is already in the ovary, and the girl conceives. And what happens is that the child that she's carrying may have a medical disorder. Some of these medical disorders are very severe. It may be a severe medical disorder, a mild medical disorder. But as a younger girl, you don't need to have a child who has a medical condition, which has who carries a baby. You've given birth to a baby, and that baby has a medical disorder. You don't need that. So with that, you are not supposed to put any alcohol, whatever, in your body. Because your body, first of all, does not know how to remove this alcohol, whatever, from you. From you. We'll look at that next time as we are looking at how beautiful it is for human beings to be able to be living human beings today. But the problem which is on the whatever, also we'll look at that, but we are looking at the girl child, her interaction, the moon in the celestial body, the moon interaction with her body, and assessing and whatever of every rate and whatever gravity, reproductive dynamics of the range within planet Earth, of the moon, the sun, and solar systems. And also it includes 7 near galaxies, planet Earth. So with that, we will look and see how it is beautiful to live as Allah has prescribed His religion for all living human beings. Do not drink alcohol. Do not commit adultery. Do not do things that are harmful to you or to others. Do not harm others, psychological or physical. Do not mutilate others, psychological or physical. Do not mutilate others, physical or whatever. The body and the mind, or do not. Allah has commanded us to live in peace and harmony to one another. So, we will kind of continue from here until, as we are learning, is there any way we can avert the loss of life or atrocities that are going? We can avert the loss of life, whereby it's not necessary, but because the conditions which are allow that to happen, we must look at it individually, because you as an individual on this planet, you as a living human being, or girl or whatever, your life is important, but it's also important that you know what is your true religion, what is the true religion of your body, what is the true religion of your body, and what is the true religion of the water you drink, what is the true religion of the food what you call the food you eat. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.